Here. Here. Feel. Hear, feel, think.
Now, I know it doesn't really matter what I pick. So, my broadcast is going with Toolmass of Fortune. No, there's a reason I said that this is not my first time. I know about Gridania. I'm very well acquainted with Gridania. So you'll forgive me if I literally just speed through this.
The Black Shroud, the ancient forest, close to the heart of Eorzea. Beneath the boughs of its towering trees lies the woodland city-state of Gridania. Once a sanctuary from the world beyond the hedge, even the mighty elementals, eternal guardians of the forest, could not forestall the coming of the seventh umbral era. However, the goddess Nofika was never one to forsake her children, and today she welcomes another brave soul. One who may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm.
Hooray for being the main character.
May the matron take him to her bosom, that he may never want. And in his heart, sow serenity, purity, and sanctity.
Okay, so this is not my first time playing this, and it's definitely not my first time starting as Conjurer. The reason why I did that is because I know it's easier to push through the MSQ with dungeons being a healer. So a lot of this I probably will speedrun, especially because I know that A Realm Reborn, even though it's been cut down a lot, is still overly wordy. So especially this stuff, it is not the first time that I've had to do this, and I probably will have to fix up my hotbars, which are going to become a mess later on, I just know it. Alright, that should do fine for now. Yes, I know all about the quests. Another green adventurer, I presume. We cannot allow strangers to wander Gridania unchecked and untested. I just started a new character and I've already got to go visit the delivery vehicle. Awesome. Now, French is not my strong point here, so I do apologise if I mispronounce her name, but I'm pretty sure it's Mother Mion? Mion? Well, what have we here? Just another stray cat, I assure you. that be an amusing alias? Mother Mion, you wound me. Yay. My goodness, that was deafening. Alright, yep, now about the MSQ. If you don't, this is probably not the video for you. This is not going to be a walkthrough or anything like that. This is just me playing the game as I wish to. While trying to skip most of the story like I did the very first time I played through this. I'm not going to lie, A Realm Reborn bored the crap out of me. So I will speak with Mother Mion again. Mion, proprietress of Carline Canopy, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Basically, adventuring is like everything. You're just a gopher. And let us begin at the beginning, shall we? Now that you're a formal member of the Adventurers Guild, we must be sure you have a firm grasp of the fundamentals of adventuring. To that end, I have 3 tasks I wish you to perform. Like I'm a dancing monkey. First task is to visit the Aetheryte. The massive crystal stands in the middle of the Aetheryte Plaza, not far from the Carline Canopy. That is true. They are very difficult to miss sometimes. As a device that enables instantaneous transportation, the Aetheryte plays a key role in the life of the ever-wandering adventurer. Also very true. Once you've located the crystal, all you need to do is touch its surface. A member of the Wood Whalers will be present to offer further instruction. For your second task, you are to visit the Conjurers Guild. There is no better place to learn the arts of conjuring. Speak with Medell and she will explain the benefits of joining the guild. For your third and final task, I would have you visit the markets at the heart of Old Gridania's commercial district. There you shall find weapons, armor, and all the various items that an adventurer might need on his travels. There is, however, more to the markets than buying and selling goods. Speak with Montre. I'm just going to call him Parcelmouth, and listen well to his counsel. The master merchant can be uncooperative at times, so be sure to offer him one of my famous eel pies. Like so many men, he is much more charitable when his stomach is full. Here, I made a batch not long ago. So, we're already starting off with bribery. I like Mother Mion. You have your tasks. May Nofika guide your path. I should hope so. I chose her as my deity. Ah, and one more thing. Should you happen to come across any citizens in need, don't be afraid to proffer a helping hand. I'm certain they will be pleased to meet an adventurer in whom they can confide their woes. Granted, the work they offer is unlikely to be of realm-shattering importance, but prove your worth and build a reputation, and in time folk will be more inclined to entrust you with matters of moment. I also suggest that you lend an ear to the smith here in the canopy. The smiths are trusted representatives of the Adventurers Guild and are an invaluable source of advice for neophyte heroes seeking to attain greatness. So after all that, I've got my 3 tasks to do. I might save the Conjurer's Guild for the last because that will also start up my Conjurer quests, my job quests. So let's go do the Aetherite. I did not know I gave a cutscene. Greetings, adventurer. I see you are faithfully following Mother Mion's instructions. Allow me to offer you a bit of instruction myself. I am Nisia of the Wood Whalers, and I know a thing or two about the Aetherite. Yes, that big crystal right there. It's not like we haven't already heard it referred to as an Aetherite. Come on. Aetherites are devices that tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. You know, this game is really good to give you the option of, have you played before? Yes. Okay. So, Return Land. Yay. I don't think I've ever used that spell. So. Okay, so I'm probably going to run around and grab the shards. Just to make getting around a lot easier. So that's it for this main section. Time to hit up the old gritty. Oh, and directly to the markets, which is good. And talk to... I do apologise, but parcel math is just so much easier for me to try and spit out. By what right does a fledgling adventurer presume to address Parcelmouth, master of the markets? You think you can stroll in here, bold as you please, and demand my hard-earned knowledge? Ha! A merchant does naught for naught, especially when dealing with would-be heroes. If, on the other hand, you had some tasty morsel to curry my favour, then I might reconsider your quest. Come now, this whole encounter reeks of Mion's handiwork, and more specifically, her baking. Don't look so surprised, son. I smelled that eel pie of yours a mile away. Hand it over. That flaky crust, just divine. Very well, I am a man of my word. Pay close attention, for I shall only explain this once. I honestly don't know why they need to explain markets. I think anybody that's ever played a video game before knows how markets work. And even if this is the very first game that they've ever played, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, a lot of the vendors have what they sell beneath their names, like selling tools for the crafting and stuff like that. This was my very first MMO, and even I picked it up pretty darn quick. The aspiring adventurer need look no further than the rosewood and ebony stoles. Both are but a short stroll from where we stand. If you mean to do battle, you'd best be prepared with a quality set of weapons and armor. I would hope so. Such goods are the province of the Rosewood Stalls, directly south of here. You'll be pleased to learn that the merchants of Gridania are exceedingly particular when it comes to craftsmanship, so you needn't fear defective straps and the like. If it is potions and paraphernalia you seek, head north to the Ebony Stalls. The shelves there are lavishly stocked by widely travelled Uldan merchants, and I may truly say that I have seen things among their myriad wares that I scarce knew existed. You might want to become an adventurer yourself, old man. Do you follow me thus far? The first step in any purchase is to select the stalls that meet your needs. Then you may concern yourself with price and profit. There is little more I can teach you with mere words. Go, peruse the stalls, and see for yourself the wares they offer. There is no substitute for first-hand experience after all, and I'm wary of talking, unless you have another eel pie. Items, yes, just so we do that. Alright, and now getting the Aetherites. I know I'm definitely going to need the Conjurer's one because I'm going to be visiting that a lot while I level up my Conjurer. Oh, that's right, there is an event going on at the moment. I do love how they dress up the cities for the events. I might grab the Conjurer's Guild last. I think from here I might go to this one. You have attuned yourself to all the Aethernet shards in Gridania. The Blue Badger Gate, and the Yellow Serpent Gate, and the Airship Landing are now accessible as Aethernet destinations. And that is the main reason why I do get all the Aether shards. Now to become a Conjurer. You seek the secrets of Conjurer, adventurer, then search no longer, for you have found your way to the Conjurer's Guild. It is at Mion's request that you have come, then allow me to provide you with an overview of what it is to be a Conjurer. It really doesn't matter, honestly. Conjuring is the art of healing and purification. Its practitioners harness the power of nature that they might bring about change in the form of spells. Primitive magic such as that once brought in individuals known as mages, that was a sentence, meaning those with the ability to manipulate aether, have existed since the dawn of time. It was not until some 5 centuries ago that conjuring emerged from this shapeless, I'm just going to say amalgamation, of spells and charms, an event which led to the founding of Gridania. Sorry, I just realised that I'm trying to read these out and they use a lot of big words that I'm not even going to attempt to spit out. May as well be Latin at this point. In those dark days, the elementals would not suffer man's presence in the Twelveswood, forcing our forebears to make their homes beneath the earth, in the great subterranean city of Gilmora. Why don't we ever get to visit that? That sounds amazing. But their desire to settle in the Twelveswood continued to burn fiercely. Time and again they sought to curry the elementals' favour. Unlike men and other creatures bound in temples of flesh, the elementals are beings of pure aether. Recognising this, the mages of Eld reasoned that their talent for aetheric manipulation might allow them to commune with these, therefore, 2 enigmatic entities. You see what I mean about it being wordy? Therefore 2 did not need to be... did not need to be in there. A lot of the sentence structure is very awkward. It took 5 long decades, but our forebears finally succeeded. Their reward, the elementals' permission to dwell in the Twelveswood. So it was that the nation of Gridania was born. Since that time, the elementals have taught us to live as one with nature, speaking to all Gridanians through the healers, those mages who are able to commune with them. And for their intimacy with the elementals, the hearers... Oh, I think I just called them healers. My bad. The heroes would go on to attain great mastery over the forces of nature. Thus did they conceive the art of conjuring. I hope that has helped you gain a greater understanding of the Conjurers Guild. Should you wish to delve further into the mysteries of conjuring, then I urge you to consider joining our ranks. I can begin your initiation whenever you desire. Call upon me when you are ready to take the first step. I am ready to take the first step. Is your mind made up? Are you ready to join the Conjurers Guild? I don't have a choice in this at this point. That is well, I shall introduce you to our guild master, Brother Isumiyan. Brother Isumiyan presides over the Conjurers Guild even as he serves as the nation as a hero. You'll find him in the meditation area within. Go to him and make known your desire to join the guild. Yay! Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to become a conjurer of Steelglade fame. I am Brother Isumiyan, master of this guild. A literal child, people. A literal child. Before you are formally accepted into our ranks, I would impart to you the principles of conjuring. Pray attend me well. I like the fact that they went through all of this background detail and whatnot. But it's... if it was incorporated more into how we play, like being a healer, we use earth magic, so a lot of stone, which then turns into something called glare, which I don't even know what that is in nature. So it just sort of seems like they were really proud of their backstories in their like level 1 jobs. And they tried to cram as much information in there as possible. I think it was their way of trying to flesh out the world, except it doesn't, because the way that you flesh out your world is by having these things recur. And the fact that they kind of vanish once you hit level 30, it really is kind of useless. Conjuring is an arcane art that takes life and the living for its domain. Its primary purpose is the salving of hurts and the granting of protection. Which again, we don't do. We get one spell as a white mage for protection. The rest of it is all just healing. I'm actually trying to remember the white mage spells. Because white mage is a regen healer. It's not a barrier healer like Scholar or Sage. Which... honestly, they protect more. So I don't like the way that it's sort of written. But this was also after they did their first culling and they had to redo the entire game. Adventurers such as yourself often stand upon the front lines of battle. Owing to this, you are like to find yourself in many situations wherein a capacity for healing would be advantageous. Mind you, there is more to conjuring than that. There isn't, but okay. By harnessing the power of earth, wind, and water, conjurers are also capable of weaving spells that wreak havoc. I guess glare could be like a water spell? Because I'm actually trying to think of what water we use. And I know that arrow is our damage over time, is our dot, so... And stone is our official attacking spell. Until, I think, level 10, and then it becomes stone 2. I don't know where water comes in. In terms of sheer destructive power, Conjuring may pale in comparison to Thaumaturgy, but its capacity to defend one against aggression more than compensates for this relative shortcoming. This is true. I will say that White Mage is probably the most powerful of the healers. One of my favourites is Astrologian, and it sucks for power output. That was definitely designed way more as a support class than an attacking class. In mastering healing and purification, not only will you be able to mend wounds and purge afflictions, you'll also be able to breathe life back into the fallen. To be fair, so can summoners. More than simply healers, yet not true dealers of destruction, conjurers realise their full potential when they employ their powers in support of others. This, my dear adventurer, is what it means to be one of us. Yes, a healer has always been a support class. I think first graders are aware of that. Mayhap that was too much to grasp upon a single hearing. What, that I'm a support class? But worry not, for the meaning of my words will become clear to you in due time. Aye, you will come to understand that Conjurer is not just the sole province of the Conjurer. Should you wish to walk our path, I must needs ask you... I really hate that they do that. Needs does not need to be in there. I must ask that you solemnly vow to embrace nature, is a much cleaner sentence. To heed the will of the elementals and the 12s would alike, can you make this vow? Yes. I knew your answer ere your lips had parted, yet I am no less pleased to hear it. So where does fortune-telling come into this? By the power vested in me, I hereby name you a member of the Conjurers Guild. Yay! And so to work. Listen well now, for I would assign you your first task as a conjurer of Stillglade fame. Just beyond the city gates, you will encounter squirrels, ladybugs, and fungi. I would have you slay 3 of each. Lest you wonder how I can so coolly order the taking of life, know that things are not as they once were. As a consequence of the calamity, and I may add, though through no fault of their own, these creatures have become a burden to the 12's wood. A burden it cannot well bear. And this is the other thing that I don't like about this, is that it sends you out to kill creatures. Now, the thing about nature is that nature will balance itself. Like, take snakes for example. A lot of snakes feast on mice and rats. And as such, mice and rats breed like mice and rats. So, that way even if they do overpopulate, there is enough predators to keep their numbers somewhat down. They still overrun. I mean, they are still vermin. So I'm actually really confused as to why the 12's wood has no natural predators for these things to keep their numbers down. They have to send out new adventurers to go and cull these creatures. Like, I guess that's sort of like the calamity has completely thrown nature out of whack, that it's removed just about every predator it can think of. So, who knows? I don't think it ever comes up again. As a conjurer, it is your duty to carry out the will of the forest, and by employing your powers in doing so, you will come to learn something of your art. Yes, I am great at murdering defenseless creatures. I think anybody is. Go now and perform your first task in the name of the elementals. I will do a lot in the name of the elementals for the first 30 levels. Okay. Actually, Central Shroud. I'm pretty sure I unlocked that. I think it was North and Central I unlocked. Battle. I'm sorry, little squirrel. Ugh. Yay, experience points. Finding items. Yay. Hello, little squirrel. Hello, little squirrel. Hello, little ladybug. Hello, little ladybug. Yay! Hey, and I learned arrow. Nice. Oh, actually I need to move that one up to 4 because I'm used to it being. I've also got a report to Mother Mion as well. Mion? Well, you know, since I'm here. Ah yes, cutscene. The conquering hero returns. You have completed my little tasks, I trust. The 3 locations you visited will feature prominently in your life as an adventurer. It is best you grow familiar with them as soon as possible. I am super familiar with them. As you took the time to listen to the... I did not do that. Unfortunately, I did not do that. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to lend your talents to one and all, no matter how trivial the matter may seem. I am thankful that you are an obliging sort. It is adventurers like you who will win the hearts of the locals and pave the way for those who follow. I pray Gridania can rely on your aid in its struggles to come. Thank you, Mother Mion. As you may imagine, the Twelvewood has scarcely begun to recover from the devastation wrought by the calamity, and Gridania wants for all the help it can get. I hope we can count on yours. You have no choice. I have no choice in the matter. Though I will not deny there are those among us who view outsiders with suspicion, if you play your part, they will come to see that adventurers are the very salve our nation needs so sorely. I can read. Wait. Hey, give me the next quest, damn it. Have you visited the Bannock on your wanderings? It is a training ground found just outside the city where the soldiers of the Order of the Twin Adder are drilled in swordplay and other martial matters. I mention this because an acquaintance of mine, a gentleman by the name of Gelfred, is an instructor there, and I think you may be of use to him. Go and introduce yourself and find out if there is anything you can do to help. Mind you, do not stray far from the path. The Twelvewood is no place for merry strolls through the underbrush. And I need to go and hand in my Conjurer's quest. Welcome back. The elementals have told me of your success. Why did I need to come here then? By placing yourself in the midst of nature and seeing it with a conjurer's eyes, you have taken the first step along the path of enlightenment. Yes, sure. Healing, protection, and destruction. Though our spells vary in function, they all derive their power from the same source, the forces embodied in all creation. By gaining a true understanding of these, a conjurer may call upon them to manipulate his environment, thereby realizing the state of being that he desires. Ah yes, yours is a familiar look, the very picture of confusion. Be not disheartened, for comprehension shall come in due time. Or, I don't know, you could speak plainly? For now, you must learn to reach out to the forces embodied in each of us. Pray receive of me this hunting log. Within you'll find the names of such creatures as would pose a suitable challenge to a conjurer. There is no single path to mastering conjuring, yet should you find yourself needing direction, know that the log is there to guide you. Breathe deep and open your eyes to that which cannot be seen. Feel the myriad life around you, and draw upon this boundless reservoir of energy. Take up your cane and use it to lend that energy form. Go forth, my young conjurer. I'm older than you! And be at one with the world. Return to me when you have learned to draw upon the forces around you with the self-same ease you draw upon those within. The next conjurer quest will be available from Isumiyan upon reaching level 5. Hey, what a surprise! I am level 5. Using items, I actually keep forgetting that I've got those because I do have the preferred world bonus, so I don't actually use food until I hit the level 90 mark. Okay, so I don't know which one to do first, so I think I might just grab this one as well, because I think it's in the same sort of area. So, 2 birds, 1 stone, all that. It is good to see you again. By the air of serenity that surrounds you, it is plain you have learned to draw upon the energy of creation. Isn't that just sex? I am glad. It is the wellspring of all our power, yet the energy of creation is not one thing but many, and to call upon all without first knowing each is conjuring at its most basic. As a part of your continuing education, it is my desire you now learn about the element of earth. Make your way to Blessed Bud in the North Shroud and there partake of a healer. I'm just going to call him Nolan. Healer Nolan's wisdom. The depth of his affinity for the elementals of rock and soil is all but unique amongst conjurers, and he is a gifted instructor besides. You may be certain of receiving a most enlightening lesson on the subject of Earth. Sure. Okay, where is this one? It's in North Shroud. And this one's in Central. Okay, so yeah, they are pretty far away. Alright, I might hit up Bannock first, because I know that I need level 5 gear in order to continue his. Oh, look at that. So, I learned that if they have that little mark above what they are, they're part of your hunting log. So, ground squirrel it is. Looks like a little ladybug as well. Complete. Greetings, Mion sent word to expect you. My name is Galfred, and I am responsible for training our twin adder recruits. I thank you for volunteering your assistance. The Twelveswood is much changed since the calamitous arrival of the 7th Umbral era 5 years ago. Wow, that was a sentence. The power of the elementals wanes, and the harmony of the forest gives way to chaos. A great abundance of life has been lost as the strong run rampant, stifling the weak and new sprung. I'm gonna call BS on that. I've seen a lot of squirrels and ladybugs. They would be classed as weak. They're in an abundance apparently, to the point that I need to come in and cull them. Though it may not appear so to the eyes of an outsider, the Twelveswood is ailing, its once rich variety a fading memory. For the citizens of Gridania, the restoration of the forest is a sacred duty, and it is my hope that adventurers such as you will offer to aid them in their struggle. Listen to their requests and do all you can. May the elementals bless your endeavours. So that was the armory chest. Passing muster. Galfred, Chief Instructor at the banner wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for future missions. I see you're eager to lend a hand, that is well, but I cannot in good conscience send you to the forest until I have established that your equipment is equal to the task. It bears repeating that in the 5 years since the dawn of the 7th Umbral era, many of the 12's wood creatures have transformed into vicious, bloodthirsty monsters. Venturing into the forest without the proper gear is tantamount to suicide. I suggest you take some time to evaluate your equipment. Once you deem your armor to be of sufficient quality, present yourself to me for inspection. Equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with gear of item level 5 or above before returning to speak with him. So, I'm just going to pull that into the center a bit more because I don't know why it popped up over there. So we are currently in level 1 schlock, which is fair enough, and the fate system, a fate discovered nearby, yay! I could probably go play with that, but I kind of want to get this Aether up first. There, okay. Ah, there it is. Teleport land. Yay. Oh, I do not have the power to heal them back up to full health. So I am going to see if I can head out over here. I should not do that. I should not do that. There is a lot of enemies that way that are just going to KO my weak ass. So what I might do is head back to Gridania and then head for North Shroud. Should be able to do that. Okay, so it looks like martings are also part of my hunter slog. I'm not entirely sure that if I attack it, it's going to get the treant sapling's attention. And I do not believe I am strong enough to take on that. Brother Nolan is around here. Oh, there it is. Somehow I missed a giant blue quest marker. I've joined a fate? Breaking Bud. What does that even mean? Why is it not on the map? There it is. So it must have just started. Oh, tag teaming me, are you? No. Yay, and I leveled. Right, I'm actually going to remove that because I never ever use sleep. Alright. Brother Nolan. You seek healer Nolan. Then seek no more, for you have found him. What can I do for you, friend? So Brother Isumiyan bids you come to me to learn the element of earth. That is well. The power of earth is the solid foundation upon which a conjurer stands. I could happily lecture you for days on its intricate variations and properties. Thank you for not. But I rather suspect the busy life of an adventurer could not afford the time required for such extended discourse. Accordingly, I shall offer you an opportunity to experience the qualities of earth firsthand, in combat. Now mark me well, and do exactly as I command. East of here, in the grounds of Treespeak Stables, there exists a patch of soil that bears the mark of corruption. Seek it out. When you have found the place, reach out to the focus of the earth's trauma and attempt to commune with it, as all conjurers can. Resentful of your intrusion, the tainted being that feasts unseen upon the energy seeping from the wounded earth shall then appear. Using the powers of conjuring, strike it down and permit the land a chance to heal. Much of the nature of earth will be revealed to you during this struggle. I trust you will return to me a wiser man than he who now departs. Look, I'll let you have your weird ass sentence structure. You are an Ellison. Okay, so up there. Don't you attack me with stone, I will attack you right back with it. Oh, okay, that was dumb. But it got me here. I did it. I'm a good little errand boy. Welcome back. The elementals whisper of your accomplishments. Then why do I even need to return to you people? Oh, you're hot, that's why. How did it feel to confront that embodiment of Earth, to endure its onslaught? Has the crushing power of this element shaken the very marrow of your bones? We literally flung stones at each other. Corruption occurs when the land's wounds are prevented from healing. In vanquishing the tainted sprite, you permitted the Earth's energies to flow unimpeded and to nourish the land once more. Yeah, I can see that glazed look in my character's eyes as well. Can you not sense the strength of the earth returning? Already the land begins to heal. Thanks to your actions, that field will once again bear bountiful crops. Because, you know, crops don't put a strain on the earth or anything. When next you have reason to call upon your art, look back upon this task and that which you accomplished. Experience once more the grinding weight of the earth's fury and revel in the memory of life flowing anew through the land you helped restore. With such thoughts shall your understanding of nature continue to grow. I hope you're paying attention, Sylphie. Oh god, this is like the worst part of the Conjurer's questline. See this adventurer here? Came all the way from Stillglade Fane just to hear my lesson. I had no choice in the matter. You would do well to learn from his example. If you wish to become a conjurer worthy of the name, you must make an effort to study nature. Do you attend me, young lady? Why should I bother studying nature? Then why bother becoming a conjurer? I can conjure already. Okay, fine. Go away then. See? You have a rare gift for healing, Sylphie, a wonderful gift, yet there is more to being a conjurer than... But I don't want to do more, I want to heal. I'm good at healing, you can't make me do those other things. I never understood this. If she didn't want to learn about conjuring, then why not just, I don't know, stay somewhere isolated and focus on healing magic rather than going to the Conjurer's Guild? If you don't want to learn about conjuring, don't go there. Like, clearly it all intertwines in their minds, so you can't just pick and choose what you want to learn or what you want to focus on. Sometimes I wonder why I even try. Because the game literally told you to. Sylphie joined the guild shortly before you came to us, which makes no sense. Why did she join? As you yourself just experienced, she possesses a prodigious talent for healing. Indeed, despite her tender years, I know a few conjurers who are her equal in that field. Alas, nature, the very wellspring of her power, holds no interest for the child, and when she should by rights be learning about the land, she prefers instead to wander it, healing people on a whim. You, in contrast, have been a most attentive student. I have taught you all I know of the element of earth. You may report back to Brother Isumi and tell him as much. Is that the fate again? No, this is a different fate. Oh, I think this one might be a boss battle. Oh, speaking of bosses, there's a wolf boss there. Now, I might attempt this one. Ah, yes. This may take a while. Oh, I've not learnt it sooner yet. Not slow again. Okay, good, so I do build up a resistance to this way. Yep. Yay. Okay, so I need to head back to Old Gridania. From what I can remember, I think the next one is Trial by Water. Oop, I took a wrong turn. Ah, you have returned. But tell me, how did you fare under Nolan's expert tutelage? Have you delved deep into the earth and felt its suffocating weight, its life-sustaining vigor? Such experiences will serve you well. And have you aught else to report? A fledgling conjurer named Sylvie cast healing magic upon you. How kind of her. I must confess to sharing Nolan's frustration with the girl. I don't care. As you yourself have witnessed, Sylvie possesses a natural talent for the conjuring of mending and restoration. I don't care. Alas, her gifts appear to have blinded her to the need for study, and she outright refuses to learn about the natural world. She knows nothing of the elements of earth and wind, and is quite incapable of conjuring even the tiniest pebble or the faintest breeze. If she's so naturally gifted in healing, then... Look, I get that you need some offensive capabilities, but some people just aren't that way. They're just not that inclined. Just let her focus on her healing magic. I'm sure the rest will come in time, or she'll die. Whichever, I don't care. I have tried upon numerous occasions to explain to her that conjurers who are ignorant of the source of their power pose a risk to themselves and others, but all to no avail. Should she continue to deny the debt she owes to nature and indulge in ever more reckless displays of power, there is every possibility that she will create a dangerous imbalance. Needless to say, I am presently at a loss to know how such an eventuality might be prevented. I don't care. It may be that your encounter with Sylphie was ordained by the elementals. No, it was just poor writing. Should you chance to meet with her again, I ask that you strive to impress upon her the importance of opening oneself to nature's voice. Mayhaps she will listen to you. Some stranger she'll listen to. Sure. But we've discussed our wayward young friend's education enough. Let us speak instead of one of my more willing pupils, namely you. The progress you have made does you a great credit. Though you are yet new to the art of conjuring, you are no stranger to nature's embrace. Considering all that you have learned, I hope you understand the true significance of these words. Okay. I might have to get the hat. Because I don't have... Is this one cow and body? I mean head and body? Well, that was just a custom one. You know what? I'll get the custom one. Untradeable items, which are annoying. Okay, so I need to be level 10 to continue with that. I also need to go back to Bent Branch, which is Central Shroud. So I need Aetherite. Okay, so I've received a couple of things. There we go. I also keep forgetting that I need to do this. Yay! So the only thing missing now is legs, hands, and head. So I think there is somebody that I can... a merchant nearby. And I think it might be merchant and mender. So if I can sell the crap that's in my inventory, I might have enough to get hands and head. Okay, I might get the wooden ones because they are a little higher. More expensive, but... Yay! I look absolutely insane, but you know what? Time to present myself. Hell yeah! Oh gosh, sorry, that was like force of habit to just skip all of that. You would be surprised at how many young, promising soldiers get themselves killed by rushing off into the woods without first donning a decent set of armor. Your equipment, however, should provide the required degree of protection. Consider yourself ready for duty. Nice. And I'm level. One more, and then I can go back and start the next quest. By your tireless efforts, you have proven yourself a friend to Gridania. I believe you can be trusted with sensitive intelligence. Probably not. I would assign you a mission of considerable import, yet the need for secrecy prevents me from disclosing its details until you have pledged your participation. I am authorized to tell you only that it concerns suspicious activity in the Twelveswood. Say that you will lend us your aid, and I shall proceed with the briefing. Chasing Shadows. Galfred needs an adventurer to investigate suspicious activity in the Twelveswood. Good. Time is of the essence, so listen well. You will by now have heard that a suspicious individual has been seen prowling the Twelveswood. And you may also be aware that XIV? I'm not entirely sure how they want me to pronounce that one. Activity has risen sharply in the region of late. What you may not know is that this increase coincided almost exactly with the first recording sighting of the aforementioned individual. Suspecting a connection, we tightened our surveillance in hopes of tracking down our unknown visitor. Alas, our quarry is proven to be exceedingly elusive, almost as if he knows our movements ahead of time. But where whole units have failed, a lone adventurer may yet succeed. Acting independently and covertly, you may be able to close in on our quarry unnoticed. Fear and anxiety are beginning to take their toll upon the citizenry. For their sake, I ask that you aid us in this investigation. That hat really is a horrible colour. You have my gratitude. With your help, I am hopeful we will shed light upon this mystery. Begin your search at Laughman's Stump. It is there that the majority of the sightings took place. Be forewarned, my people cannot offer you support, lest our quarry catch scent of our presence and invade us yet again. Proceed with caution. I have healing magic. I can do this. Oh, you're a part of my hunting. Oh, saw the water sprites. Okay, I did not know that could heal. Whoa. Oh, okay, they're mine. Gathering. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I was not meant to attack that one. That was my bad. Yay. Alright, so that should be that done, I think. No, one more. That's that hunting done. And it's leveled even better. Hey, Alan Medica. And he's sooner, thank goodness. I'm on the wrong side. I swear I can read a map. I cannot read a map. Oh, I've also got to do the forest fungi as well. Yes. Man, even the leaves were placed. Okay, so this is a solo instance. You're about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the call of duty. Chasing shadows. If you're above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 9. I think I'm a level above.
Look! Someone's already here! Oh dear. Is that a sword in a stump? Bad idea. Really bad idea. It takes a lot less than that to incite the Green Wrath, you know? Why, the first time we came to the Twelveswood, we almost ended up as a stranger dinner, just for crashing our airship in the wrong place.
No, not
it was
this
all
one.
Papa Limo's
Not
fault,
even
of course.
close. Keep out.
Though, he'd sooner swallow... You know him, Kuplo Cop?
Well, not exactly, but we did once share a carriage. Isn't that right?
How are the readings?
Same as the last. There is a disturbance here as well. And newly manifested at that. Kuplo Cop seems convinced of your innocence. But if this isn't your doing, whose is it?
Ever since the calamity, the forest's been really sensitive. The slightest disruption to the etheric flow, and this sort of thing happens.
It seems we have little choice.
I will attempt to help. You want to get a tinkle from harder. I'm trying. I'm trying. There's more, be careful. If you value your life, stay close. Well, at least I keep them super weak ones to take out. Well done, we're almost there. Thank you, short-tempered Hermitage. Duty complete. Yay! Shiny. Dibs.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal Bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
You fainted. A surfeit of ether, no doubt.
You don't gotta look so smug about it.
And what have we here?
Our culprit, it would seem, an Ixal. And no ordinary Ixal either. A chieftain. That they would venture this deep into enemy territory, the beastmen may indeed be acting under orders. This is Papalimo. We found the
How are we
culprit.
feeling then?
It was an Ixalan
Better?
chieftain.
Good.
Yes, we'll seek Brother Esumian's cooperation in the matter. Ida?
Giant
Oh,
crystals?
loud,
Can't say
tactless.
I've seen
Much
any.
the same as always.
Are you sure you're feeling better?
Understood. Over and out. Kuplokop, please bear word of these developments to Brother Esumian. We shall soon return to give a full report.
Understood. Over and out. Kupo!
Here is where we part ways. Till next time, take care.
I think that sword might be a clue. You should definitely pull it out and take it back to the Bannock. You don't suppose that adventurer could see Kuplokop, do you?
And this occurs to you now? Yes, it seemed that way. Time will tell.
Well, time will have to, because you won't. You never tell me what's really going on. Unless... you don't know what's going on either.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Okay, so that was our first introduction to those two. Alfred, my boy. It is good to see you back. One of our patrols sent word that you had been spotted doing battle with enraged treants. I am relieved to find that you are none the worse for the experience. But tell me, what were you able to discover at Laughman's Stump? Magicked blade. No, can't see. A sword in the stump and a dead Ixal? I just heard them say that word. I can say with absolute certainty that this blade is of Ixali origin. It is of a kind used exclusively in the Beastman's rituals. The Ixal rarely set foot in the central shroud, so tight is our guard over the area. What purpose could have driven them to take such a risk? I fear something is afoot. What's that? A dubious couple sporting peculiar spectacles. Ha 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 ha. So you've finally been acquainted with Ida and Papalimo. Lay your suspicions to rest. Gridania counts them among her staunchest allies. Both are scholars hailing from a distant land and have been with us since before the calamity. The garb may appear outlandish, and their exchanges baffling, but never once have they given us cause to doubt them. Indeed, they often assist the gods Quiver and the Wood Whalers in their work, much as I hope you will in the days to come. Although our unknown visitor eludes us still, owing to your efforts we have acquired important intelligence on the Ixali threat. You have my gratitude. We are fortunate indeed to have a capable adventurer such as you aiding us. I pray you will continue to serve the people of Gridania in whatever capacity you are able. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to start the next one. Galfred, Chief Instructor at the Bannock, wishes you to collect egg sacs. Chigo? I'm going to call him Chigo. Injuries to several of my men have left me short-handed, and I require a capable sword to complete their unfinished duty. The task is simple. Put down as many of the local Chigo population as necessary to acquire 3 of their egg sacs. Having done so, you are to deliver them to I'm just going to call them Moran. At Gilbert Spire. He will answer any queries you might have. Now, I have other business to attend to. Of course. Let me go just become an exterminator. Oh, okay, where is this one located? Oh, right here. Hello, good sir. Might I interest you in some egg sacs? Ah, you must be the adventurer standing in for our injured companions. Terribly unfortunate business, that. Yes, it is. Have some sacs. It seems, however, that you had little trouble gathering the egg sacs in their stead. Excellent work. I shall have them sent over to the Trappers' League immediately. Lest you wonder, these egg sacs are not destined for the dinner table. I didn't ask, and I didn't even think of that. Members of the Twin Adder and the Wood Whalers are assisting the League by collecting the samples they need to check for signs of sickness. The Chigo, you see, is one of the few creatures capable of transmitting the disease known as creeping death. Until relatively recently, any higher. I know they're meant to be the human race, so I'm just going to call them humans. Any human who contacted this ghastly illness would almost invariably perish. Indeed, a single outbreak once claimed the lives of a third of all the human population here in Gridania. That was a long time ago, of course. With the medicines available to us now, the creeping death is not the killer it once was. Even so, it is best to halt any new outbreaks before they occur. Thus, we gather Chigo eggs on the regular basis in order to assist the Trappers League with their ongoing research. Your timely assistance is most appreciated. How is this relevant? 1, I didn't ask. 2, I didn't ask. Just give me XP. A guard of Gilbert Spard named Moran needs you to recover the surveying equipment left behind in the cave by a startled recruit. Such an embarrassing turn of events. I sent a recruit from the Bannock on a surveying expedition only for the Craven to turn tail and flee at the first sign of trouble. This is not how we treat requests from the Conjurers. And as if such a poor showing weren't bad enough, the lily-livered half-wit left behind the surveying equipment provided by Hera Pauline herself. While I attempt to instill some backbone in this so-called soldier, would you mind recovering the survey equipment and returning it to Hera Pauline at Gavino's Bower? According to my recruit's tale of woe, there should be a set of survey records, a surveyor's rope, and 2 boxes of survey's instruments strewn about the interior of a cave to the south of here. It's a wonder the damn fool didn't lose his boots. Matron, watch over you. Okay, to the south. I might head back to Gridania to get my next Conjurer's quest. Otherwise, I'm just going to be stuck doing the MSQ. Brother Isumiyan wants you to learn about the element of wind. Greetings. Each time we meet, the part of the Conjurer befits you ever better. In your previous lesson, you learned about the element of earth. It is my desire that you next become acquainted with the wind. Travel to Full Flower Comb in the East Shroud and seek the teachings of Hera. Pretty sure I called this one Wolfie. Though scant few years have passed since her coming of age, Wolfie is a conjurer of consummate skill who is able to divine the will of air elements with an uncommon clarity. I can recommend no better tutor for your lessons in the mysteries of wind. Okay, is east. So I head to central and then run out through there. Ooh. Walk of the hunting log. Joke's on you, I have Xena now. Okay, before I take on this quest, I might just go and get this aetherite. Oh, the northern vultures are part of my thing. It's okay. Wait, I need to go this way. Okay, I think I might actually leave it here for today as well. I definitely forgot how full it is with all the job quests going on, plus the MSQ as well. So I will be back with this hopefully relatively soon. My other character, I am in Dawn Trail, and I kind of... it seems boring as hell. I know I should give it a chance, and I will. But until then, I know that I skipped a great deal of A Realm Reborn, and I think I even skipped a great deal of Heavensward. I skipped a lot of Stormblood. I didn't skip much of Shadowbringers though. I kind of skipped a bit of Endwalker, so I kind of want to see what story I've missed out on. There may be times when I just default to skip cutscene, yes, but I will try my hardest not to do that. Until then, thank you for watching, and I hope that we can continue discovering Eorzea and everything else that's attached to that, and seeing just how not special we really are in the long run. Thank you.